doctor here. His thoughts were heavy because he must be thinking something and muddled like mad. Okay, the episode he had witnessed at Cardiff station still obsessed him morbidly. So the episode they are talking about, maybe he met his girlfriend, and after that he was very much disturbed and stressed because morbidly mean negatively. So he was obsessed him, still obsessed him morbidly. He thought of Bramwell, foolishly devoted to a woman who deceived him sordidly. So now he was thinking about a person whose name was Bramwell, who foolishly devoted to a woman who deceived him sordidly. So he was thinking about a person whose wife deceived him. Sordidly means something which is morally low. Okay. Of Edward Page, bound to the shrewish Broadbent. Another person he was thinking about, Edward Page. Okay, Edward would be the same doctor under whom he is working, who bound to the shrewish. Shrewish means very quarrelsome, very rude Broadbent. Of Denny living unhappy apart from his wife. So right now, after the episode with his, whatever episode must have happened with his girlfriend, after that he was talking about these three people. And he was thinking about their life, especially their married life. His reason told him that all these marriages were dismal failures. Now he was thinking logically that all the marriages, these people whom he knows, all are failures. Okay, they are not successful marriages. It was a conclusion which, in his present state, made him wince. Now he was thinking about this, and suddenly he made a movement. He wished to consider marriage as an idyllic state, because when he was thinking about these people, he knew these people very well, and he was thinking that marriages are failure. But he wanted to have the marriage. He wished to consider the marriage as idyllic state, means perfect state, a nice, a good marriage. Yes, he could not otherwise consider it with the image of Christine before him. Yes, definitely, because before, whenever he must be thinking about Christine, his girlfriend, he must be thinking about the marriages very good, because he loved her very much and he wanted to get married. Her eyes shining towards him, admitting no other conclusion. Now he was thinking about his girlfriend, and he could not come to any other conclusion than marriages are good. They are perfect. But now he is in conflict. It was the conflict between his label, doubting mind, and his overflowing heart, which left him resentful and confused. Now he was in dilemma. He was in doubt. When he was listening to his mind, he was thinking marriages are failures. And when he was listening to his heart, because he was in love with that girl, so he was thinking that no, it is good. So it made him resentful. It made him angry and confused. He let his chin sink upon his chest, stretch out his legs. Now he was sitting relaxed, stared broodingly into the fire. He was staring at the fire, and broodingly means he was deeply he was thinking something seriously. He remained like this so long, and his thoughts were so filled with Christine. So he was in love. He was thinking about his girlfriend for a long time, and he was lost in a thought. That he started when the old man opposite suddenly addressed him. So old woman who was there, Mrs. Morgan's mother, addressed him. Her meditation had pursued a different course. Now, whatever, it has taken him to a different course. Moving to the next page, Suzanne said not to give her the chloroform if it would harm the baby. So she says to doctor that Suzanne would be her daughter, who is going to deliver the child. So she said not to give chloroform, because chloroform, you must be knowing that whenever any operation is done, the doctors give anesthesia chloroform to the patient. And she said not to give because it can be harmful for the baby. She is awful set upon this child, Dr. But she said she is very much curious for this child. Her old eyes warmed at a sudden thought. She added in a low tone, we all are, I fancy. She said, I also, we all are very much curious to have this child. We are looking for this child. So we all want that it should be a successful delivery. He collected himself with an effort. It won't do any harm, the anesthetic, he said kindly. They all be right. So he said, no, nothing will happen. Don't worry. I am there. Everything will be all right. Here the nurse's voice was heard calling from the top landing. Andrew glanced at the clock, which now showed 3:30. He rose and went up to the bedroom. He perceived that he might now begin his work. So suddenly the nurse called him, and it was 3:30, and he knew now he has to start his work. An hour elapsed. An hour passed. It was a long, harsh struggle. Then, as the first streak of dawn strayed past the broken edges of the blind, the child was born, lifeless. Now, first streak of dawn means it was the morning time, and past the broken edges of the blind means it was being little bit light was also there. Okay, so the child was born, but the child was lifeless. As he gazed at the still form, a shiver of horror passed over Andrew. After all that he had promised, his face heated with his own exertion, because the child was born lifeless. And when he looked at the child, he got the he was scared, he was nervous. Now he was, because he has promised these people that nothing will happen, and his face heated with his own exertion. Means what happens when we something happens wrong, what we did not expect, so suddenly we become very nervous and we start shivering or something like this. We become very uh, our face and our everything becomes very warm also. Chill suddenly. He hesitated. He hesitated, torn between his desire to attempt to resuscitate the child and his obligation towards the mother. Now he was thinking about, he was whatever promises he has done, that he will save the child, and he has also got the duty to save the mother also. Now he was in the stage of, he was thinking about that he has to save them anyhow, who was herself in a desperate state, and her condition was also not good. The dilemma was so urgent he did not solve it consciously. So right now it happens so many times when the mother is going to deliver the child. The doctor also say sometime when it is very critical case, we can either save mother or we can save the newborn. So he was also in the dilemma to think to whom I have to save, to whom I have to look after first. Blindly, instinctively, he gave the child to the nurse and turned his attention to Suzanne Morgan, who now lay collapsed. And doctors have to think very quickly, they have to make the decision whom they are going to save. And suddenly, he also made the decision of giving the child to the nurse and taking care of Suzanne Morgan. Almost pulseless and not yet out of the other upon her side, and still she could not breathe, and she was there and pulseless. She was like unconscious. His haste was desperate, a frantic race against her ebbing strength. His haste was desperate. Desperately, he was working. Frantic means when you go mad of doing something. He was also in that condition. Race against her ebbing strength. Ebbing strength means he has to move very fast. He have to do everything quickly. He's not getting what to do, how to do, and he has to take decision very quickly. He was confused in there. It took him only an instant to smash a glass ample and inject the medicine. So after that, he gave one injection to Mrs. Morgan. Then he flung down the hypodermic syringe and worked unspringly to restore the flaccid woman. Hypodermic, this is medicine he has given, and unspringly means without wasting time, without a break. He worked to restore the flaccid woman. Flaccid means lifeless woman who was lying there, Mrs. Morgan. After a few minutes of feverish effort, her heart strengthened. He saw that he might safely leave her. He swung round in his shirt sleeves, his hair sticking to the damp brow. Now he thought that okay, now she's a little bit okay because he has given the medicine. Now he was thinking about next. Where is the child? The midwife made frightened gesture. She had placed it beneath the bed, and the doctor asked the nurse, "Where is the child?" And she gave some different type of gesture because she had um, kept the child beneath the bed. In a flash, Andrew knelt down. Now he knelt down to bring the child out, fishing amongst the sodden newspaper below the bed. Fishing means he was searching the child in there because in the newspaper he was down. He pulled out the child, a boy perfectly formed. The limp, warm body was white and soft as tallow. So the child was perfectly formed, and body was also warm until now and white and soft. It is like tallow, the hard fat of animals melted and used to make soap. It was looking like that. The cord hastily slashed. Cord means you must have seen that cord is there which connects the baby to his mother. So that was also slashed. Lay like a broken stem. It was looking like a broken stem. You all must have seen that cord uh, of the child which keeps mother and the child connected inside the stomach. The skin was a lovely texture, smooth and tender, because baby skin definitely it's very smooth and it is very tender, very soft. The head lolled on the thin neck. The limbs seemed boneless, because head was lolling one side on the neck, a thin neck, and the limbs seemed boneless. And the limbs means hands and feet. They were looking like they are boneless.